Thank you for joining us today. My name is Randall Hutto, the Wilson County Mayor. First of all, I would like to say our thoughts and our prayers are with the family of Mr. Charlie Daniels, a man who poured his life into making others better. He is truly a legend and made Wilson Countyans proud. As you may be aware, the governor has passed an authority to the county mayors to issue orders or measures requiring or recommending the wearing of face masks within respective counties if the numbers of COVID cases rise substantially. I want to give you just a brief analysis of Wilson County by the numbers. On June the 7th, we had 475 cases. On July the 7th, we had 999 cases. It increased 524 cases within that month, over doubled. You might say, well, you're testing more, Mayor, and so your numbers are actually going to go up. I will agree with you, you're 100% right. So we focused then on the number of positive tests versus people tested. June the 15th, we had 5.7% of the people tested were positive. Now, to reopen our society, according to CDC, I understand, is 5% the goal. July the 7th, 7% of the people tested in Wilson County are now positive. As you look as our numbers, and this is something that we do every day in our office. Susan Shaw is the director of this, and we had gotten really happy, I would have to say. We were less than 10. Some days we had 2 or 3. We really were excited about kind of where we were going and what was going on. I will give you the numbers as of July the 1st. July the 1st, again saying I had less than 10 almost every day, some days 2 or 3. July the 1st, I had 50 new cases. July the 2nd, I had 30. July the 3rd, I had 32. July the 4th, I had 19. And let me pause for a second and say, well, July the 4th, people were not tested. Remember, these take about 7 to 8 days to get in. So this was not July the 4th, actually, people that tested positive that day. July the 5th, I had 31. July the 6th, we had 22. July the 7th, we had 36. On a 14-day average, June 15th, we had 6.6% of the people average testing positive. July the 7th, on a 14-day average, that 6.6 went to 25 per day. Our death rate on June the 7th was 8 people. On July the 7th, that has risen to 17. It's doubled, over doubled. As I look at the counties around us, and I know there are going to be various comments made today when we make this announcement about what different counties around us are doing, we just wanted to look. It's put out by the CDC, the average rate of the new COVID cases per 100,000 people, county residents, over a 14-day period. Davidson County has 40. Rutherford has 24. Williamson has 21. Wilson County has 20. So by the numbers, there's no question that we have increased. Upon being given the authority to make the decisions on masks, we called back together the COVID-19 task force, comprised of leaders you're going to hear from today. Mainly, this is our Board of Health Committee. We asked the mayors, the school systems, law enforcement and chambers and emergency managers to join us in that group. And we met as a group and are unified on our position. Our office have received numerous calls and messages on both sides of this issue. There is no political right answer. We must not divide ourselves. We must come together and do what's best for the citizens of Wilson County. So I say, for those who sent the word to me to mandate the mask, we thank you. I trust you will be wearing your mask. We encourage you to encourage others to wear their mask. For those of you who ask me to not take away your rights, to make it your own decision, I hear you. We want you to make the choice. We don't want you to wear a mask or not wear a mask because somebody's made you wear a mask or asked you to wear a mask. For those of you who may be wondering if wearing a mask really makes a difference, we're going to encourage you to listen to each one of these sections of the task force today as they speak to you, and you hear from their perspective what they believe is the importance of wearing a mask. In closing, we do not want to divide people in Wilson County. I promise you, every morning I wake up and I watch TV, and we're divided on many issues. And so my last goal here today would not be to divide people. So we want to unite them. We want them to pull together to do whatever it takes to stop the spread of this virus. We are all in unknown territory. We do not know exactly what tomorrow holds. But because you care enough for your fellow citizens, we are not going to mandate masks, but we're going to ask you and plead with you and strongly encourage you to wear a mask because you want to help others. Keep your physical distance, wash your hands often. Do what you believe is in the best interest of your fellow citizens. We thought long and hard about this decision. And as you look at it, and as people tell me, and I'll use the example that if my wife said, hey, you know, Randall, you really need to lose a little weight, it's going to be good for your health. She can say it all day, but until I decide I want to do something about my health condition, it really won't matter. We want you to decide to do what's right. Even if it's an inconvenience for you, we promise you will never go wrong putting others first. Make a difference today for somebody you don't even know by doing what you think is best for them. Please listen to the people that are about to speak as they come forward. I am very thankful that they care enough about the citizens of this county to stand before you and ask you to do whatever it takes to make our citizens safe. At this time, I will ask Dr. Adam Huggins, CMO of Vanderbilt Wilson Hospital, along with Ms. Tracy Pope, Director of Community Relations for Vanderbilt Wilson Hospital, to come forward. After they speak, I'll just ask for the rest of our teams to come forward to introduce themselves and then talk to our media that's here today. We will save questions to the end, please. Mr. Adam, Ms. Tracy.
Thank you very much for letting us be here. I'm Adam Huggins. I'm the Chief Medical Officer for Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. Behind me is Tracy Pope. She is the Director for Community Relations, at Wilson County Hospital. You know, really, Wilson County and Middle Tennessee are really at a critical point as we continue to see record numbers of new cases being diagnosed. As Mayor Hutto alluded to, we're even seeing a consistent rise here in our local community. Vanderbilt University Medical Center and Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital firmly support this initiative by the mayor to encourage the wearing of masks. We know that wearing a mask, diligent hand hygiene, and social distancing where possible are the best tools we have to prevent the continued spread of COVID-19. We applaud this decisive action by Mayor Hutto and other officials to encourage the mask wearing. We know it's the best way we have to prevent our hospitals from reaching capacity, the best way we have to keep our economy open, to allow our schools to open on time and remain open, and to ultimately save lives. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Paul Stum. I'm with Cumberland University, and behind me on the stage are two other educational representatives, Mr. Scott Benson, who's Director of the Lebanon Special School District, and Dr. Donna Wright, who's Director of the Wilson County School System and also Superintendent of the Year for the state of Tennessee last year. You know, we're in a new normal, and one of our students at Cumberland University told me just this week, he is, by the way, a graduate of one of these school systems. I won't tell you which one, but he said he's been washing his hands so much that just last week he discovered on his left hand the answers to all the questions on an 8th grade math quiz. We're in a new normal. We are wearing masks. We're washing our hands unlike we ever have in the past, but it's important. We need to do it. We need to do it not necessarily for the protection of ourselves. It's not for the protection of the wearer, but it's, as Mayor Hutto said, and as Dr. Huggins said, for the protection of others. And we in the school systems of Wilson County are committed to that. We are telling our students, faculty, and staff that it's our expectation that they will wear masks to protect others. And we hope that you all will too. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Hinesley, President of the Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce. With me is Melanie Mentor, President and CEO of the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce, and representing Watertown, she had to step out, was Kathy McCook. We're here to show our support for Mayor Hutto's request. Will we wear a mask? Yes, and I'll tell you why. Let me say first that we hate wearing a mask. We hate it because it fogs our glasses, makes it hard to breathe. It's hot, it feels like we're being smothered, it's uncomfortable, and we wish so much that we did not need them. We know that most everyone else feels the same way. We do, however, care very deeply that our friends get to keep their businesses open, that our children get to go back to school, that our churches remain safe places, and even one person might stay well because we did wear it when we were around them. If it means you get to keep your job, to feed your family and those of your employees, we will do it for you. Many common sense things that we do each day started with a law telling us we had to. Car seats, smoke alarms, life jackets, seat belts. Now they're a way of life. Most of us would not go back to the way it was before because of the precious cargo and the impact on the lives it could have of our friends and families. This, my friends, is not a law. This is a humble request for everyone to do everything they can to slow the spread of the virus. I have a very close friend that's been in the ICU for going on 2 weeks due to this virus. I've personally sweated out those days waiting to hear the phone call that your test was negative. Until someone actually is forced to see firsthand the enormous impact this particular virus can have on businesses, individuals, and families, it's likely impossible to appreciate what it's like. For you and your family, for me and my family, and for the benefit of our community, we will keep our distance or we will wear a mask. We would also like to ask that no matter how anyone may feel, that everyone please rid ourselves of judgment of those who feel differently. We respect the compassion, wisdom, understanding, and significance of this request from our leaders. And it's very important to understand. It is simply a request. If we are going to be proven wrong, let it be from being overly cautious rather than not having even tried, only to find out in the end that we did harm to someone else. Stay safe and please shop local now more than ever. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Bernie Ash, Mayor of the City of Lebanon, and this is Mike Jennings, City of Watertown, and we are both here today to support Mayor Hutto. As you know, Governor Lee has given the authority to county mayors to mandate or request the wearing of masks. I want to thank and again support Mayor Hutto for choosing not to mandate but to strongly recommend the wearing of masks when in public. Again, Mayor Mike Jennings, the mayor, and Mayor Ed Haggerty, and City Manager Kenny Martin of Mount Juliet also support this decision for our county. As you know, we have experienced an update in the number of cases in Tennessee, and Wilson County has been declared a hot spot. It's time for us to do a little more to make things better. We're not asking you to take this additional step. We are asking you to take this additional step and continue social distancing and, of course, wash your hands like Mama said to prevent us moving backwards and another possible lockdown and businesses closed. We don't want to go back there. I operate a small business, and there are many small businesses in Lebanon and Wilson County that have not made a comeback yet. And another shutdown of businesses could be disastrous for those families. So again, let's support Mayor Hutto, and when in public, we need to wear a mask. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan. Behind me, I have Chief James Hambrick of the Mount Juliet Police Department, Chief Mike Justice from the Lebanon Police Department, and Lieutenant Michael Hinderlight from the Watertown Police Department. I just want to say a few things. I want to say there's been a lot of back and forth about whether to mandate or require the wearing of masks in our county. We've seen other counties all over the state take different approaches as it relates to wearing masks. As you know, the COVID-19 continues to spread throughout the county, state, and country. we've seen an increase in deaths that is unacceptable. We're not here today to mandate anything. We are here today to ask the public's help in lowering these numbers. It is going to take the assistance of everyone in this county to accomplish this. Everybody that's talking today cannot do this. The citizens have to do this. While the mayor could have mandated wearing masks, he made the right decision. First of all, if it was mandated, it would be entirely impossible to enforce. I feel this is the right decision, but we all have to work together. The men and women standing up here today are unified, and we ask the citizens and businesses of this county to do the same thing. Stand strong together, and we will get through this. In saying this, in the next few days, we will have masks available at our office as well as in our patrol cars that's patrolling the streets of this county. We ask that if anyone needs masks, either contact the sheriff's office or contact one of the deputies on patrol, and they will gladly give you a mask. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Joey Cooper, Director of Emergency Management. With me today, I have Jamie Luffman, Fire Chief, City of Mount Juliet, County Fire Chief Jeremy Hobbs, EMS Chief Brian Newberry, and Assistant Chief, Lebanon Fire Department, Nick McCorkle. The Wilson County Emergency Operations Center is currently at activation level 3, partial operations. We've been in this status for quite some time throughout the COVID process. Members of emergency management and the fire department are continuing to monitor and assess the situation as we operate under extra precautions during the COVID pandemic. First responders have been continuing on with their daily operations with the use of additional PPE, as well as using procedures designated to limit contact and exposure in the community itself. Not much is expected to change in how we're operating as residents and businesses adjust to a new normal caused by this pandemic. First responders have been able to adapt as we have been able to keep up with PPE and other supplies, and establish a burn rate for that equipment, which is how often we have to replace that equipment. Although we've been relying mainly on private vendors for the PPE, we have had assistance from the state through TEMA, also through the health department, to make sure that everyone has the PPE that is needed. We receive and distribute these to public safety agencies, local governments, schools, nursing homes, assisted living, home health, dental, and many other places. Cloth face coverings are recommended as a simple barrier to help prevent respiratory droplets from traveling through the air onto other people. When the person wearing the cloth face mask coughs, sneezes, talks, or raises their voice, this is called source control. This recommendation is based on what we know the role of respiratory droplets play in the spread of the virus. COVID-19 spreads mainly among people who are in close contact with one another, so the use of cloth face coverings is particularly important in settings where people are in close proximity or where social distancing is difficult to maintain. A significant portion of individuals with COVID-19 lack symptoms or asymptomatic, and that even those who eventually develop symptoms can transport the virus to others before showing any symptoms. The spread of COVID-19 can be reduced with cloths. Face coverings are used along with other preventive measures, including social distancing, frequent hand washing, and cleaning and disinfecting touch surfaces. So together we stand united along with Mayor Hutto in his decision. Thank you.
I'm Tim Diffenderfer. I'm with the Tennessee Department of Health, and I am the Director of the Wilson County Health Department. With me this afternoon is Olivia Spooner. She is the Assessment and Planning Coordinator out of the Mid-Cumberland office with the Tennessee Department of Health. We strongly encourage the use of masks, social distancing, and remind the public to wash their hands frequently. Masks are available and free at the Wilson County Health Department and all local health departments across the state. We also encourage anyone with concerns about their health and would like a test to get one at our local health department. We have moved all testing to the Wilson County Fairgrounds Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. with the entrance off the Tennessee Boulevard gate entrance of the fairgrounds. We are doing the testing under a large tent as a drive-through format. In addition, many healthcare providers offer testing as well. Thank you.
This concludes our conference today, and I just add one thing to you. The men and women that are represented in here today have a heart for the people of Wilson County, and they care about each and every one of you. I ask you to join arms with them and care about everyone as well, and do what it takes to take care of our county and the lives that live here. Thank you for being here today. This concludes our conference.